welcome everyone to Licensing Subcommittee B. Please can I ask everyone to keep their microphones muted, and somebody's microphone is not muted at the moment. Thank you. When it's your turn to speak, please mute your microphone. When it's your turn to speak, you turn it on and then turn it back off. Okay? If you wish to speak at any other time, if you can find your raise hand facility, use it. If not, wave at the screen and we'll spot you. It's a small meeting today. My name is Councillor Anne-Marie Cousins, and I'm chairing this subcommittee. Also on the subcommittee are my two other councillor colleagues. We've got Odette Magahi, she waves, and we've got Roger Tester. So good morning to you all. We have also got a legal advisor who is Felix Keating.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, thank you. And the clerk to the meeting is Daniel Wilkinson, that's already been addressing us. First of all, let me go through some of the housekeeping items, the initial items on the agenda. So I have not received any apologies. Officer Wilkinson, do you want to confirm that? We have no apologies.
We're all here, Chair.
Thank you. I have not received any urgent business. And does any of the councillor members, Councillor Magahi and Tester, do you have anything to declare for this meeting? I certainly don't.
I don't.
Okay, thank you. That's no declarations of interest. And moving on to item 4, the previous minutes, will that be okay for me to sign them when I'm next in the office? We agree the minutes, councillors? Yes? Thank you. I think I'm hearing nodding. Sorry, I'm looking at the script, not the screen. Okay, so we're here this morning to hear the case of Rupert and Teddy, Unit A, 32 Horseferry Place, which is in Greenwich, SE10 9DF. So if anybody's in the wrong meeting, this is the time to leave, but hopefully we're here for this one. And let's just check that we have who we need here as well. The applicant is Laura. Laura, you're there in a trio, okay? Laura Schindler. And just to, Shanida. And just to check, are your companions going to speak or what's the setup there?
Yes, James is also my partner. So yes, if possible.
Yes. There are timing restrictions, you see, so you need to be clear who is saying what and try not to just repeat the same things, yeah?
Absolutely.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Just to highlight that the postcode is wrong, that you've just...
Okay. I said SE10 9DF.
Yes.
9HG.
9HG.
Thank you very much. Our clerk will make those amendments and the legal advisor. Thank you. Okay, and we have only in terms of a councillor making representation, and that's just yourself, isn't it, Councillor Anning?
Yes, that's right.
Lovely. We don't have a Tom Rigby, and we don't have a Annetta James. Okay. Can I confirm that everyone received the agenda pack and are ready? Thank you very much. Now, let me just draw everyone's attention. I sort of touched on it a little bit. There are time limitations, technically sort of 15 minutes per side, where so 15, so in terms of it's not 15 minutes per person, just to make that clear, because I think sometimes it's misunderstood when we say there's a 15-minute time limit. Okay, so really watch your timings on this. So to get us started, if we can have our licensing officer, manager, Jane, you're going to give us the outline of the report, aren't you?
Yeah, sure.
Lovely. Thank you very much. Over to the licensing manager, Jane Dyer. Thank you.
Thank you. The subcommittee is requested to consider the application made by Rupert and Teddy Limited for the grant of a premises licence in relation to Rupert and Teddy, Unit A, 32 Horseferry Place, SE10. As set out in Appendix A, and the premises plan, which is set out in Appendix B. When considering the application to grant the premises licence, members must have due regard to the representations made and take steps as it considers proportionate and reasonable for the promotion of the licensing objectives. and it's open to the licensing authority to grant the application together with such conditions as are consistent with the operating schedule, impose additional conditions on the licence, or refuse the application on the grounds that refusal is appropriate for the promotion of the licensing objectives. I'll just go through the application. The original application requested was for the supply of alcohol and recorded music, and the opening hours as well, from Monday to Sunday from 0700 hours to 2300 hours. And after receipt of relevant representations, the applicant amended the hours for licensable activities, agreement to which is set out at Appendix A and are as follows, and it's for the supply of alcohol and recorded music Monday to Sunday from 1000 hours to 1900 hours, with closing hours of 0800 hours to 1900 hours. The council may impose conditions on the licence that are consistent with those offered in the applicant's operating schedule, and these are outlined at 2.2 of the report. In terms of the premises haven't been previously licensed, and they are situated on the ground floor of a building facing the river, approximately 200 metres from the Cutty Sark, with commercial space within, and a 9-storey mixed-use development with residential properties, nine stories of residential properties above. The premises proposed to operate as a delicatessen shop and a restaurant and bar. They're situated on the edge of the new Capital Key Estates in Greenwich, which is just to the west of Greenwich Town Centre. And as previously mentioned, the premises are in the Greenwich Town Centre Cumulative Impact Zone. And the map of the premises is set out at Appendix D. And if we can just go through the PowerPoint presentation, please, Daniel. Yep, that's just the first screen saying what it is. Should go on to the next one.
Can it be made? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And there's the red arrow showing where Rupert and Teddy is on the location of the premises on the map. And there's another aerial photograph or picture of where Rupert and Teddy is situated. Can you go on to the next one? And that's just to show you where the licensed premises or some of the licensed premises are in the area, like the Waitrose, Oystercatcher, Sail Loft and the Gate Clock, just to give you some idea. That's a view of the front of the premises from the Thames Path. And that's a view from outside the premises looking west along the Thames Path towards the Sail Loft. And that's a view from outside of the premises looking east along the Thames Path towards the Cutty Sark and Greenwich Town Centre. And it's a view from the front of the premises looking directly across the Thames Path towards the river. And that's a view alongside the premises looking south along Horseferry Place towards Creek Road. And that's a view of the premise from on the opposite side of Horseferry Place. And this is a view along Horseferry Place towards the river with the premises, it's got a red arrow pointing at the premises. And that's a copy of the blue notice that was displayed on the premises. Thanks, Daniel. Just to say, there are 3 representations. The representation raised by the councillors are attached to Appendix E and are predominantly concerned with the sale of alcohol consumption off the premises and the licensing objectives, the prevention of crime and disorder and prevention of public nuisance and some public safety, and as it may contribute to the crime and disorder in the area along the Thames footpath. And the other person representation is set out at Appendix F and is concerned with the licensing objective of the prevention of public nuisance and that the on-sales operation of the premises may disturb the residents who live above the premises. And that's the end of my presentation. Thank you. Any questions?
No questions.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry, Chair, we can't hear you now.
Daniel, are you able to help us out
Yes,
here?
no, I can hear you now. We can hear you now.
Oh, what on earth happened there? Okay, sorry about that. I have no idea what happened. For me, James, sorry, you disappeared towards the end, but you were just finishing what you were saying. Yeah. Okay. Can I go to my councillor colleagues then and ask whether or not they have any questions? Thank you. So, Councillor Odette, do you have any questions of the officer?
Not of the officer, no, thank you.
Councillor Tester, Roger Tester, any questions?
No questions.
Oh, okay, then lovely. Well, thank you very much for that. I think it was fairly straightforward presentation. Let me go to Laura. You've heard the application laid out. Now, is it going to be yourself or James? You're saying that's going to, explain your application, present from your perspective, your application.
I leave this to James.
Lucky me.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Thank you.
You'd like me to speak now?
Yes, please. Yes, it's your turn now. Thank you.
Okay, so obviously we've applied for the license. It's been contested, first of all, by Tom from L&Q upstairs. I'd like to, first of all, say that they are our landlords and that we have not had any, his representation is causing nuisance to our immediate neighbours, but we have not had any complaints or, objections to the license from any residents that live upstairs. There was one which has since been rescinded. So I don't really think that his representation is valid. The second one was Callum, and then obviously the third one is just agreeing with what Callum said. We are planning on opening a high-end delicatessen and restaurant. The products we're going to be selling are not the sort of products that you'd find, for example, in Waitrose. So when you go to Waitrose, which is within a 30-second walk from our proposed shop, where the licenses are, you can buy 4 cans of Stella, for example, for £5. We're going to be selling cans of beer for £5 each. The bottles of wine we're going to sell are going to average between £30 and £50. It's not the kind of place that's going to attract people to going to come to buy alcohol to drink on the street outside the shop. That's not the kind of market that we're going for. Obviously, with our application, I feel that we've met all 4 of the licensing objectives and mitigated our risk to the community. Callum has pointed out in his complaint that there's a lot of problems along the Thames path with drug taking and street drinking. As I said, it's unfortunate the shop is right next door to that basketball court, but I don't feel, and none of us do, that we are going to be of interest to the people that he has concern about. So yeah, I mean, other than that, is there anything else you'd like me to add?
Well, I think maybe if you just I will let my colleagues come in, but maybe from your perspective, and to ensure that you're airing how you will be managing to make sure that you do meet the licensing objectives. I mean, we're aware that you've got CCTV, things like that, but
yeah.
maybe.
Well, I'm actually quite well known in the area in Greenwich as well. I used to manage both the Duke pub on Creek Road and the Crown on Trafalgar Road. So I've been managing businesses within Greenwich for quite some time for a different company, which both of those sites now belong to different companies. The Crown on Trafalgar Road, particularly when I first took over there, had an issue with lots of sort of drug taking in the area, and I managed to get all of that out. So yeah, we're very responsible people that know what we're doing when it comes to dealing with alcohol and dealing with problematic people, especially in that area. So yeah, it's not that we're without experience.
Excellent. That's a good point to raise. Yeah. And yeah, Councillor Magahi, did you have a question? You look like you did.
Yes, I do. Okay, so as you know, you're in a cumulative impact zone. And we're also in an era of people meeting online. Sorry, Anne-Marie, could you mute a minute? Thank you. Thanks. People meeting online and going for blind dates with people they don't know. Would you agree to us adding to the license that you have to join the Ask Angela training scheme and train all your staff?
Absolutely, I'm very well aware of the Ask Angela. As I said, I've been running public houses for a long time, so that's something I'm very well aware of. What I would say about the license for us is that we're only planning to be open until 7 o'clock at night. It's unusual that sort of the dates that you're concerned about, people going on dates, would be in the afternoon. Well, maybe I'm wrong. I probably am, but I do apologise. But yes, of course, we'd be more than happy to join the Ask Angela scheme.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry, Chair, after making
I have to unmute. Yeah, I have to unmute now, I know. Thanks. I was saying thank you for that, Councillor McGahey. And Councillor Roger Tester, did you have a question?
Yes, thanks, Chair. Just to clarify, James, so the only alcohol that you're going to be selling on the premises are what you just described as high end, so that you won't be selling any cheaper types of alcohol, because just the concerns raised by the local councillors were, you know, obviously people coming and picking up drinks to take and walk around the area with. So yeah, can you just clarify that that's the only type of alcohol that you'll be serving?
Yeah, so as I said, we are only going to be selling like craft beer. Our supplier only supply craft beer. Like I said, they work at about £5, but we have no interest in doing buy one get one free alcohol or anything like that kind of thing. We would look to sell spirits, but they are going to be more sort of top end whiskies and brandies rather than sort of cheap vodka. You know, we're looking for premium brands to sell, not bottom end brands. We've partnered with, for example, a company called Gusbourne. They sell top end English wines, and we're going to be a supplier for them. And as I said, everything is kind of high end and bespoke. We're not looking to be an off license, a typical sort of street off license where you go in and get like a strong bottle of cider for next to nothing. That's not our ethos, and definitely not what we're trying to achieve.
Thank you.
That's great. Anything else? That's it. Is that it for my councillor members? Yeah, lovely. Thank you very much. Okay, what we'll do, nothing else to say at this moment. If you continue listening then, James, towards the end, you can come back. So make any notes if anything crops up you feel you need to say. We're now going to move over to Councillor Magella Annin, who's representing her constituents. Thank you. So over to you now.
Thank you, Chair.
Councillor Annin.
Our concern, first concern was the opening hours, and that's now been resolved. And our second concern was about selling open containers of alcohol. So that would be, you know, glasses of alcohol or plastic glasses of alcohol to take away, etc. So I just wondered, I understand the applicant's statement about the fact that they will be selling high-end alcohol, but how would they be supplying open containers of alcohol to take away? Is that sort of something that they might consider? I know that that is actually allowed in the license, so I imagine they don't envisage that. But that would be my one question, and I'm otherwise satisfied. Thanks.
Okay, lovely. That was short and sweet. Thank you. So if you can directly answer that then, please, James, if you're still representing the group there.
Absolutely, yeah. No, we don't have any intention of selling open container alcohol. The idea is to be, if you go to a delicatessen and you buy a bottle of wine to take home and enjoy, it's not the kind of alcohol that you would take away and drink outside. It's something for you to take home as a special gift or a special treat. Not as yeah, definitely the answer is no. We won't be looking to sell any open container alcohol.
Okay, but let me just build on that a little bit, please, James, if I may. From the reading the paperwork, are you going to operate like a little restaurant or something like that, an eating option?
Exactly, yes. Exactly, yes. But
Mm.
the eating option, if people were to have alcohol eating, would be that they would drink the alcohol with their food. It wouldn't be to then take it away. We will be selling out food to take away, but it's aimed at the local people that live in the flats nearby to pick up their food on the way home from work. It's not aimed at people to come and buy something to then go and sit on a bench and eat. That isn't the ethos of what we're trying to achieve.
Right. Okay. Lovely. That's great. Does those questioning raise any other questions for my colleagues? Sorry about the sound feedback. I can hear it as well. No? Okay, lovely. Anything else in terms of a general few minutes, because actually we progressed very well on timing now, that anybody wanted to say? Let me start with the James, Laura, Jason box. I kind of like that. Did anything else you think you wanted to say at all, James?
No, I think we've covered everything. If you're happy with what we've said.
Yeah. Councillor colleagues, we're happy, it seems. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, then lovely. And just Magella, that's fine. You don't want to come back with anything else, do you?
I would like to just add one thing, Chair. And after having heard the applicant and the style of premises that they're planning, etc., and their assurances, I'm very assured. And in fact, having considered what they've said, I would say that this will actually contribute to a more peaceful Thames Path atmosphere, because you have a high-end establishment there, at least presumably for lunch times and afternoon drinking and eating. So I think, having heard all the details, that this would actually contribute to the safety of the area, hopefully, and not take away from it. So I'm very reassured.
That is great. I don't know how many licensing committees I've sat on, either as chair or one of the wingers, and I think it's the first time I've had an objector that's said something like that. So that's good to know, and possibly make our job a little bit easier as well. Okay, lovely. That will conclude this hearing for this morning. We, which is myself and my other two councillors, Tester and Magahi, we will go in private now to deliberate on what we've heard, and a full decision will be sent out within 5 working days. And if anyone wish to object to the decision, they must do so within 21 days. All that will be confirmed in the email that's sent out. So thank you all very much for your time. Have a wonderful day, and look out for the decision as soon as possible. Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.